Okay, so we're on classroom. Everyone see where I have review for cumulative quiz 1. Don't open up the answer key. Open up the review. It should take you to formative. And that's where we're going to start today. We're not going to start with number 1 either. I just want to make sure we're all there first. On formative are 40 questions that are similar to the ones I'll be asking on Tuesday. All right, I'm just not going to be like, oh, it's on the first 4 units. Good luck. All right, study everything. All right, I'm giving you 40 questions. Some are multiple choice, some are not. All right, that are very similar to the topics that will be on there Tuesday. If you plan on doing anything on your own just anything on your own, whenever, multiple choice on this review can be checked right away. If it's not multiple choice, you have to go to the answer key, which is right on unit 4. Okay, or at the top of your stream there, all right? Top of unit 4, Q1 cumulative review answers. So the multiple choice you can check right away on formative by, I think it's submit answer or check answer, somewhere around there. But if it's not multiple choice, you're going to have to go to the answer key and see if you got it right or not. Here's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to just generate random numbers 1 through 40. We're going to go to that problem. I'm going to call on a couple people, see what we got. Okay? And you'll start seeing repetition hopefully today. Oh, that type of problem's come up a couple times. Probably going to be on the quiz on Tuesday. All right, so here we go. Let's start it up. 24. Go to question 24 on the formative. I'll put it on here, and then we'll discuss it. Oh, little vocabulary term for this one right off the bat. I'll give you time to read through it. Paste. All right, good deal. Okay, we'll name an angle complementary to BOC. All right, it's going to be tough to do this one without knowing what complementary means. So that's my first question to somebody is, what the heck does complementary mean? Going back to our vocab from unit 1. Here we go. Complementary to you. Yep, here we go. Complementary to 1. Lauren, what did complementary mean to you? Adds to 90, right? So BOC plus another angle equal to 90 degrees. All right, take a look at your diagram. Angle BOC and what other angle up here would add to 90, making them complementary? Name another angle that would make it add to 90. Here we go. 1, 2. Finley? What is it? COD. Now you notice on your multiple choices, yes, choice C does have COD, but why does it have also AOE to it? Everyone look at COD. What relationship does COD and AOE have? Another question. COD and AOE. 1, 6. Bryson, they are vertical. And vertical angles are congruent. So if it's going to be complementary to COD, it's going to also be complementary to an angle that's congruent to it. So choice C, try it out right now. Hit choice C. There should be something right around it that says check your answer. A nice green check mark should come up right up near it. That's how you check the multiple choices if you're doing these on your own. Again, anything that's not multiple choice, we got to go into the answer key. All right, next up, let's keep going because that's all we're doing today, right up to the bell, just firing off questions. 26, go to question 26. And yeah, some of these will be a little easier than others. All right, looking at 26, I got to do something with those 2 angles. What are those 2 angles first? Let's go there. For test, what type of angles do I have? And what do you know about vertical angles? They're congruent. So somebody else set up an equation for me to solve. Stephanie, set up an equation to solve for me now. If those are vertical and they're congruent, set up an equation to solve for x for 26. There we go. Again, some are pretty easy. Again, if we know these are vertical and what we know about them, hopefully we're not setting them equal to 180. And when you find x, let me know. Take your time though. Let me know. Failing when you find x. 30. And just be careful. All right, there's some in here as well. X might not be the answer. You might have to plug it back in. So read every question carefully. Yep, x. Find the value of x. 30. Any issues yet? Don't worry. They're going to get a little tougher. There's tougher ones out there. All right, next up, let's hit up 24. We did them already? Okay, perfect. And let's go to 35. Going deep. Okay, 35. You'll notice 35 is not multiple choice. So if you did one like this on your own, you'd have to check your answer on the answer key. Okay, label all those angles appropriately, and then you got to give me the relationship. We just finished this unit, right? I'm going to ask somebody next for an equation to set up that fits the relationship between those three angles. Equation to set up. All right, equation to set up for me here based on those relationships here. Brendan, go ahead.
X plus 50 plus 4x plus 20 equals 6x plus 7.
Good job. Exterior angle equals the sum of the two remotes added together. Look back at the problem. It does say find x, so I don't need to plug it back in. I just need to do my algebra correctly. Okay, when you find x, let me know. Here we go. Brendan, back to you. Finish off this problem. X equals 20. Good. And then you're not going to know if you're right or wrong unless you go to the answer key. We're pretty good here. Any questions yet? All right, let's keep going. We're going to grind away here all class. No free time here. 29. Did we? Oh, there we go. Numbers in a ratio. What's the deal here? All right, three numbers in a ratio. Can't do much with them in an equation unless I attach. What have we been attaching all quarter here? Anytime I see numbers in a ratio before I start solving anything. What should I attach to the 8, 3, and the 4, Drew? An x with them, right? So I'm going to go 8x, 3x, and 4x. Next question, what the heck do I do with them? All right, they're angles inside a triangle, it looks like. Angles inside a triangle, what the heck do I do with them then? Here we go, 13. Jonathan, what do I do with them? Add up to 180. And this is what I've warned you guys about. You're going to solve for x, but that's probably a choice, but not the answer. Okay, make sure we read the problem again. I'm sure x will be an answer somewhere here, but that's not what I'm looking for. So when you do find x, let me know. We're not done yet, but I just want to know the value of x when you get it. Here we go, Lauren. 12. And again, 12's up there. Pick me. But I'm looking for the smallest angle. So what do I do with 12 now to find the smallest angle up here? What needs to happen to 12, Micaiah? Multiply it by 3. Because 3 is the smallest out of the 3 numbers. So we're looking at actually 36 degrees. No issues yet? Okay, let's keep going. There's a couple formulas you're going to need too for Tuesday. Maybe those questions will come up soon here. 16. Go ahead, 16. Oh, hey, parallel lines. How you been? Haven't seen you in a while. All righty. Make sure we label the correct angles. These lines are parallel, they tell us, right? Oh, what would make them parallel? Okay. So TVQ, this angle up here is 5x minus 22. VWS is 3x plus 10. What value of x would make them parallel? Okay, what type of angles are those from Unit 3? Parallel lines. Unit 3, what type of angles did we call those? Up top, 18. Lily, what type of angles were those?
Same side.
Okay, they are same side, but usually we would attach an exterior and in. But again, whoa. The 3x plus 10 is interior. The 5x minus 22 is exterior. So I really can't attach a exterior interior. So we had a different name for them. If I take these 4, slide them down, they match up. They're corresponding. All right. So we've identified they're corresponding. What do we know about them? Congruent or supplementary? Corresponding. Congruent or supplementary? Let's go to Cormac. Congruent. Now that we know they're congruent, set up an equation for me now. Cormac again.
3x plus 10 equals 5x minus 1.
Okay. And again, I don't get here unless 1, I know they're corresponding, and 2, that they're congruent. I'm just guessing, 50-50 shot. All right, if they're supplementary or congruent. No, for sure. And what are we looking for here? X. All right, so we don't have to plug anything back in. And when you find X, let me know. Vinny, when you're ready. X.
16.
16, yep. Just make sure you don't have to plug it back in every time. Anything corresponding? All right, let's go. The grind is real here today. 11, question 11. Oh, there's our first formula we're going to need on Tuesday because I'm not going to give it to you. All right, let's review it. Here's the first formula you're going to need. One of 2 formulas. Distance equals x2 minus x1 squared plus y2 minus y1 all squared. Distance formula. Distance formula. All right, time to plug it in. Here we go. Need a little help. Who's up here? Lily, back to you. What are my x coordinates? 2? Do I have a different coordinate?
I was looking at the wrong problem. -4.
Yep.
-5.
And before you get to the next set, order doesn't matter. Remember, I don't care what order. But the x's have to be together and the y's. And what are the y's, Lily?
-3 -10.
Yep. And as long as you guys plug this in, you should be able to plug these in your calculator, and it'll give you it'll give you a radical form or the whole number, whatever it happens to be. Grab a calculator if you don't have one. Go up and grab a calculator if you don't have one, please, so you can use it. I'm not going to stand here watching people. Why did I do so bad on Tuesday? And what are we coming up with for the distance? Hopefully one of those up there, right? When you're ready, Micaiah? 15? All good? And then remember, you can always check your answer if it's multiple choice. So distance formula is on you. All right, distance formula on you guys Tuesday. Maybe that other formula will come up here in a second. We'll see. All right, here we go. Number 4, question 4. All right, one of the tougher ones here. Which statement will allow Steve to prove ABCD is parallel to EFG? All right, so we're looking for those special angles, right? Which one of these 4 choices are special angles here? All right, let's go one by one here. Let's go choice 1. Let's see what those angles look like. CFG. What if CFG was congruent to FCB? Are those special types we've talked about? And if they are, what are they called? Those are what here?
Alternate interior.
Alternate interior, correct? And they're congruent, so that would make my lines parallel. So look, I know we hit the jackpot here on the first one, but let's go through all the other choices, please. And let's explain why it's not going to be those. ABF, congruent to BFC. I might get a lot of you, oh, those are alternate interior. Let's go. Here's the problem. Is this angle on AFG, EFG? The line I'm trying to make. No, watch, ready? Let me highlight it for you. That angle has nothing to do with EFG. All right, nothing to do with it, so there's no way you can make it parallel. What about EFB? Take a look. EFB, where's EFB? This bad boy on the outside. And CFB. Oh boy, if we're picking these two, yeah, about that. Those have no relation, right? 0 relation right there. And then the final choice, before we move on, CBF, this one up here, and GFC. Where's GFC? This one right here. Again, let me highlight this and this. Do they have a transversal in common? Do they have a transversal? I know they have. They're on the parallel line, so that's a good start. They're on the parallel lines, but is the other side of those angles the same transversal? Nope. So they have no relation, so that's why it's choice 1. Again, a little tougher than the ones we've done so far today. All right, where we go next? Let's hit up 14. There we go. I was hoping we get to one of these. This is another common topic you'll see on Tuesday's cumulative quiz. Parallel and perpendicular lines, writing the equation. Make sure we get a lot of practice with this. All right, first step, it's got to be parallel. That word could also say perpendicular. I'm sure there's questions with that in there instead. So parallel, what do we know about the slopes from Unit 3? Two lines are parallel. What do we say about their slopes? Ones, Micaiah, what do we say about their slopes? Two lines are parallel, slopes are the same. If they're perpendicular, they're negative reciprocals. Hopefully we get to a question today or Monday. Same slopes, right? Same slopes. All right, so what's the slope of the line that I provided? Y equals 2x minus 8. What's the slope of that line? 2x minus 8. Slope, Dylan? 2. So that means the slope of this line will also be 2. Same slopes. There's two pieces you need. You always need the slope, and what's the second piece I always need to write the equation? Slope, and what's that other piece called? 1/8, Lily? Y-intercept, which is the b value. All right. I find it using y equals mx plus b. I'm going to keep b all by itself, and you guys are going to help me fill in for y, m, and x now. Okay, fill in for y, m, and x. Here we go. Let's start off. Alyssa, what's a y coordinate it goes through?
-3.
So I plug in -3 for the y. Slope we just found was 10. Henry, what was the slope? 2. And how about an x coordinate that this line goes through? So I can finish this off. Stephanie? X coordinate it goes through? 0. And there you go. Now I solve for b. So I'll give you guys a couple seconds, solve for b. And when you find b, let me know. Jared, when you find b. 2 times 0, what do we got there?
0.
Okay, so -3 equals 0 plus b. What's going to be my b?
-3.
-3, yep. Put the 2 together now. What's the equation of this line? Put the 2 together. 1, 4. Stephanie, back to you. Put the 2 together. What's the equation of my line? Y equals? I want you to put in y equals mx plus b form. I know the slope and I know the y-intercept now. So y equals?
2x
-3. There you go. Whole bunch of that on Tuesday. All right. Hopefully we'll get to a perpendicular one. Or you try one out on your own, I guess. Next up, 21. Oh, look at that. Oh, now I'm starting to see some repetition, huh, kids? Another pair of angles in a ratio. Okay, so we already said put x's with them, right? 3x and 6x. Now what do I do with them? We got to know what the term supplementary means. What do I do with those two angles if they're supplementary? One, Zoli, what do I do with those two?
Make them equal to each other.
Supplementary, huh?
Supplementary, you make them equal to 180.
Okay, add them up, set them equal to 180. Good. Be careful here when you find x, right? Be careful before you tell me what the final answer is. Sure. What is the value of x here? When you have it, value of x. Who am I going to here? Shar, what's the value of x? 20. Good. Pick me, right? Choice 2. Pick me. Got to read carefully. I want the smaller angle, so I don't want 20. What am I going to do with that 20 to find the smaller angle? 6. Alyssa?
You're going to multiply by 3.
There you go. So I get 60 degrees as my smaller angle. time we got here? 13. All right, we got time. I'll do one more with you. And if there's any extra time, you can do a couple on your own. All right, last one as a group. 20. I feel like we did this already. 1. There we go. Going to the top. Just finished this unit where this question came from. Shoot. Some of you guys probably already know, but I'll get there in a sec. All right, I need some help marking my diagram first so I can tell which method it's going to be. Let's start here. T is the midpoint of SD first. If T is the midpoint of SD, what two segments are going to be equal so I can mark them? T, midpoint of SD, which two segments? Stephanie? T is the midpoint of SD, so which two are equal first? T is the, I'm reading right off here. T is the midpoint of SD, so which two segments are equal? ST, TD, done. It's also the midpoint of SY, also the midpoint of, YU, also the midpoint of YU. So which other two segments are equal? For tests, what other two segments?
YT and TU.
Okay, so everyone take a look. YT, TU, still not enough. What else can you mark on your own that we talked about? What else here can you mark on your own, Bailey? No, those aren't reflexive.
They're not reflexive, vertical.
Vertical angles, good. Those are vertical. Now, what's my method? 12, finish it off. Finley, what's my method? Side angle, side. The angle is in between. Okay? Okay, try a couple more on your own right up to the bell. Don't shut your laptops, please, until you hear the bell.